And hello again, Internet. Well, I did this little gag last year, and I thought I might as well go ahead and go for it again. And I'll give you guys an update as to what's been going on locally. But let me go ahead and get this game started. And what we're doing today is my personal top 10 PC games of 1997. Now, I'm limiting it again to PC only because, well, if I added consoles, there'd be all kinds of titles to look up, and I still haven't managed to play all the games there. I haven't even managed to play all the PC games, to be entirely honest. But this is just the list of the games that I played for the PC that I've enjoyed in order. And if anyone here knows me, you'll know what number one is. That's really no surprise. And again, much like last year, while I'm doing that, I'm going to showcase really one of my favorite games of the year that I think is fairly criminally underrated. I mean, I know this one's actually gotten a little bit more attention than the one I played last year, but it's still, I haven't seen this one on many people's lists this year. And while, yes, it's early access and you can do the whole, oh, but an early access game isn't actually released this year. Yeah, no, it's out. It's, as far as I can see, at least I've not been that deep into it, so it's not like I've run into any content that seems to be missing or even any major bugs. This game is, at least as far as I have seen, as polished as pretty much you could ask for, and it is very well done. But before we talk about this game, and before we get to my list, let's discuss what's been going on with my channel a bit. Yeah, I'm still on a bit of hiatus due to technical difficulties. I'm playing this game with the crack in my monitor, unfortunately. The crack isn't as, it's not that severe, it's just up in the top corner. Not exactly in the corner, but, and it has been spreading as more pixels die, but it's not enough to actually fully get in the way of most things. Fortunately, since it's nice and out of the way up there, I'm able to still been playing a few games lately. Not as much as I normally would like to, but enough. The biggest problem I'm having is I still have not gotten a replacement computer desk. I've got this little half-size desk, which unfortunately kind of squeezes my legs into it in a rather painful manner and is causing me quite a bit of knee pain and even foot pain and ankle pain as I try to adjust how my legs fit. It's not good. But it is what it is. I'm making it through, no problem. We'll get some new content going up next year. I do want to expand my games a little bit more. I'm not going to do an RPG on my main stream still, and you'll note that I haven't done the side stream in freaking forever. It's because usually I just don't feel like playing those games right now, or things. I'm having a problem finding a good time for the side stream is the main thing. So that's the thing that's happened. Beyond that, I'll get back into gaming, even with the monitor damage. Now, I am trying to, since the monitor isn't that old, it's only a couple years old, and it's supposed to have a 3-year warranty, I have been trying to get in touch with the company. And, of course, because it's, you know, somewhat physical damage, you know they do not want to replace it under warranty. They're going to try everything they can to blame it on me and get out of it, but the simple truth is it really should not have to. There's no impact damage on the screen, the front or the back. There's no reason that it should have cracked the LCD display on it. When I mean, I moved 4 monitors around the room when I was doing this, and only one got damaged. Yeah, mind you, 2 of them are backup spare stuff that I don't really use because they're not very good for anything. In fact, one of them was basically being put in storage because it's no good. But there's no impact, there's no obvious, like something wasn't dropped on the screen, it wasn't dropped on the side or anything. It should not have taken damage. So I'm going to try to fight them and get that replaced. At any rate, let's get on with the list. Now, I'm going to do my honorable mentions right away because, yeah, if I do them between second and first place, there's no surprise what first place is going to be. I'm sorry. Like, if you have any idea who I am, and if you've heard me talk about some of my favorite games, the first place game on this list is one of my all-time favorite, period. So, yeah, it's not a surprise. At any rate, enough yammering. And again, yeah, see, not even enough yammering. I always ramble. That's what I do. I ramble. The list is going to be down in the description because I know there's a lot of people who don't like having to sit and wait, and I don't have any fancy graphics going to pop up on the screen. Number 10! No. I'm just going to go ahead and put it down the list, and if you guys want to watch and enjoy my playing this game ever so badly, I'll show this off real quick, yeah. So if you guys, want to see me play this game ever so badly and ramble on forever, yeah, no problem. Enjoy. That's kind of what I'm here for. At any rate, honorable mentions. Take No Prisoners. Now, this is a rather unknown game. It is one that I've been trying to get on my stream. I have it currently running, but it's an older PC or older like Windows 95 game that wants to use DirectX stuff to get higher definition, higher graphics. And, well, modern versions of DirectX just do not work with it. So it runs in software mode only on my PC. This is one that I actually installed on a virtual machine to try to get it to work, and even that just would not do it because the DirectX didn't want to work on modern video cards. Ugh. At any rate, the game does run, so at some point this year, I probably will try to get it to work for you guys. It's an old Ravensoft game, top-down, and it is kind of like Hexen and such, where it's got a lot of puzzle stuff to it, but it's not a first-person shooter, and it's, unfortunately, without the DirectX, it kind of is a bit more zoomed in than I'd like it to be. So it makes it kind of hard to see what's going on. But it is a good game. I enjoyed it. I never did finish it. I got stuck at one point because I'm bad at video games, as you've noticed if you've watched me play. So, yeah. If you can find a copy of this game and get it to work, I don't think it's on Steam or GOG anymore. Or ever was, really. Which is a shame because, you know, like I said, it's actually a pretty good game. Nope. Damn it. Took the damage. Okay, next one. Again, this is my honorable mention still. Magic the Gathering. I believe this one is called Chandalar, as it's known for most people anymore. The first Magic the Gathering PC game. Now, I waited years for this thing to come out. It got delayed for rather obvious reasons. I mean, if you think about it, PC games are all about having a set of rules. But card games like Magic the Gathering, every time you play a card, you're changing the rules. So it makes it kind of difficult for computers, especially back then, to really get a good handle on how to deal with everything. Every single card needs a whole new set of rules going with it. And back then, some of the stuff in the game was not set up well for computers. Now, they've since updated the rules of Magic the Gathering a few times. There's plenty of Magic the Gathering PC games now, but the rules have been more streamlined to make it easier on computers since this game came out. Now, this game, again, had some nice features to it, stuff that you could not actually do in card stuff. And that is like, well, I mean, you kind of could, but it would have taken longer. That's stuff like pulling random cards out of places, like out of graveyards and such. Especially pulling a random type of card, like, oh, you need a monster type. Oopsie. And stuff like that is harder to do. At least in physical, that's something a video game could do. They also set it up in such a way that it was kind of a role-play game stuff. You picked a color, you earned cards as you played. I honestly had a lot of fun with it back in the day, and it's one that I might show off on it. It had a lot of cards from the very early sets, and had some unique cards with it. I love the fact that it came with a giant version of one of the cards back when they were doing that kind of stuff. And again, there's been other games made since then, and I don't have the expansions for it that really expanded on it. I just have the base version. But for what it was a fun game. And the last of my honorable mentions, and you guys are going to love this one if you've seen my channel at all, is Descent to Undermountain. The reason this is on the honorable mentions is it's not actually a good game. Oh, it was actually pretty terrible overall. But I can't fault the developers for it being as bad as it was. They were put in a really bad situation of trying to make an engine that just wasn't ready, just was not appropriate for the game, work for the game. And the fact that they pulled off as much as they did ultimately did impress me. Because if the engine had worked better for them, it would have been a very good D&D game. It had a lot of good D&D elements. It had the right feel for it. Something that PC games are kind of difficult to get doing right. So again, it's not really a good game, but I wanted to make a note of it that I'm glad I played it. I would not want to play it again. You can watch my playthrough on the videos, and I will say this. Ladders! Oh, shit. Game has the worst ladders, I swear. Oh, they were awful. I spent more time dealing with ladders than I have with most bosses in most video games. Okay, so on with the list! Oh, can you believe it? 10 games. I've already listed off 3 of them, so yeah, nice round 13 there. Everyone loves that. Top 10 PC games of 1997. Number 10. Chasm the Rift. Now, this is one that I cannot get working anymore. It's, again, one of these... Yeah, these are 1997 games. Let's be honest here. These are early Windows titles, and a lot of them are going to be 16-bit and just refuse to run in current computers or whatever other reasons. But Chasm, or Chasm, I'm not entirely sure. I think it's Chasm, you know, like... At any rate, Chasm the Rift is a Quake-like game. Very Quake-like. Graphics are very reminiscent of Quake, etc., etc. But it does not have true level-on-level 3D, so it wasn't a full 3D engine. They got around it quite nicely. Anyway, it still looked very good for what it was. I actually like the graphics of it better than Quake. Some of the enemies were interesting. They've got this jester-like creature with saw blades, and he's fun. One of the advantages of this game, though, is you could actually cut the enemies to pieces. You can cut their arms off, cut their legs off, cut their heads off if you aim in the right way. Other than that, it's honestly a pretty generic first-person shooter of the era. But it's one that I almost never see referenced, and it actually was quite good. In fact, there is one thing it did that Quake 1 itself really did not, and that is that it had actual 3D accelerator support right away. Hey, what's that, Smith? Sorry I didn't see that. Oh, you just posted it. You can take a break from this game and play it next year. I know, I'm playing this right now, man. Just going through my list of top 10 games from 1997. How you doing, Smith? Good to see you. Good to see you. Yeah, like Chasm the Rift, it was a pretty generic first-person shooter, but it honestly, I never see anyone talking about it. And most of the people I've seen that have even seen it barely remember, barely say anything about it. But like I said, it actually did have 3D accelerator support back in the day. People don't realize this. Quake 1 did not. It was an actual unofficial id Software patch for GL Quake. And I even remember one PC magazine complaining about that. Actually, wait a second. No, it did not have 3D accelerator support. My bad. Because that's what the magazine review was complaining about, how it didn't have support like Quake did. And I'm like, Quake didn't. So, yeah, my bad on saying it did. Sorry about that. It worked. I mean, I would absolutely, that's honestly one of the games that I've been wanting to run on this channel to show people. Chasm the Rift. And it just doesn't want to run. If I can get it to run, I absolutely would. Number 9. Need for Speed 2, and I'm going to basically say Special Edition for this one, because that's the one that I had. You've seen me do Need for Speed 1 on the show. Again, I can't get Need for Speed 2 to actually run properly. But 2 was the first of the Need for Speed games that actually felt like the modern versions of the games. As opposed to Need for Speed 1, which tried to add more realism to it, had the police if you were going too fast. Your cars were more prone to skidding out, etc. Need for Speed 2 was we've got this super... Taking a look. I might as well replace it. Fuck it, I'll keep this one. I should prefer it. It had, it had the racetracks. It was basically the first, well, not the first, it was Test Drive, etc. But the first of the Need for Speed games that was, here's this pretty sizable collection of supercars, like 12 or 16 or something like that, so it ain't great. Collection of supercars, and, well, which one's faster? By today's standards, stuff like that hardly seems impressive, because we've got games like Gran Turismo and Forza that have hundreds of these cars now and are far more impressive with the physics and such. But back in the day, Need for Speed really was the best of the bunch, and it was a great little what if for getting your hands on those amazing cars. Oh, let's see, what's the next one? Number 8. This is one you've seen on the show again. Hexen 2. Now, this actually ended up a lot lower on my list than it normally would have. And the reason it ended up that low is because of doing it on the show. I thoroughly enjoyed this game. It was one of my absolute favorites when it came out because of the character I played. But when I went back through it again and played it with a different character, oh man, I was having just all kinds of problems with it. Trouble after trouble. Things just didn't want to work right. It didn't feel like the same game as I had originally played. So it's still fun. It still had a lot of the puzzles, although we did see that one of the puzzles was blatantly wrong. That the clue it gave you was completely fucking incorrect. So that was fun. But other than that, it was a pretty decent game. Again, another of the Raven Software ones, and why I was such a fan of Raven. I love the fact that it had the different character classes, different ways to play, which some are good, some are not. Okay, get away, get away. Ooh, sorry, had to actually focus on my video game for a minute there. Yeah, bump and jump in pole position. God, you know what? I loved bump and jump in the arcade. It is overall, it's a kind of terrible game, but oh, I love it so much. And I actually had pole position 2 on my Atari because it came with it, but that's another story altogether. Alright, but yeah, Hexen 2, it's got some good puzzles. I have yet to go through the expansion pack with you guys, which I do plan on. So, you know, keep an eye on that one. And if I do the expansion pack, I will do the expansion pack characters, since, you know, why would you do the expansion pack and not use that new character, even though I've done it with her before. In fact, every time I play it, I do it with her because, well, the new character for the new expansion, of course I was going to use it. But yeah, Hexen 2, and the graphics of Hexen 2 are not great because it's a freaking Quake 1 engine, and oh, that Quake 1 engine has problems. Lots and lots of problems. At any rate, what are we on now? Number 7. This is one you guys have seen more recently on the channel. Outlaws. The LucasArts 1997 first-person shooter using their Jedi engine, which honestly kind of feels like the build engine. In fact, I always thought it was the build engine when I played it originally, but having replayed it, yeah, it isn't. And again, this is one that my rosy-rimmed glasses got a bit cracked when I replayed it because, oh, god damn it. Because those map designs, some of them were well done, some of them were pain. Yeah, again, had to focus on the game here. That's going to happen sometimes. This game is kind of difficult. And I'm in the easy area right now still, but this game gets brutally hard. So if I start pausing to deal with enemies, well, I apologize for that. But yeah, Outlaws, it's a good game. It's got that nice animated story to it, and well done on the animation for the story like that. The things that I don't like are how you kind of just, all of a sudden, you found, oh, Jesus Christ, no thank you. Okay. Yeah, you guys are coming after me anyway. Well, fuck off then. Sorry, again, dealing with room. Sorry, got to deal with this room. Okay, now take a look at this. And now I can actually discuss again. Okay, so yeah, I didn't like the fact that the bosses kind of showed up almost out of nowhere. And as soon as you kill them, that's the end of the level. Almost instantly, you get no time to recover, no time to go look for things, no exit switches to hit, except in rare occasions. Game, and of course, being more Western themed, you can get dropped in a heartbeat, especially by bosses. They can take you out fast, but you can also do that to them. So, unlike games that have just absolute bullet sponge enemies for every boss, that one was more shoot first, ask questions later. Why does it look like there's a secret down there? I don't want to mess with it. And I don't know. I mean, ultimately, anymore that feels flawed. It's like, I'm glad they tried. It was a fun game, but it didn't end up at the top of my list anymore. It's another one that got lower after replaying it. And I wonder just how many games on my list would have the same thing happen to them if I replayed them again. And now we get into number 6. This one's kind of odd where it's placed for me. Oh, shit. Come on. Get over here. Sorry about that. Because number 6 and number 5 are actually really similar. However, I have played both of them recently, but only one of them has been on the list. Number 6, rather than keep you waiting forever, is Shadow Warrior. The, again, 1997 version, the build engine. The game is just, it's really good, but it has some flaws to it. Like, it had some stuff done for kind of the first time in a first-person shooter. Drivable vehicles, completely free, no rails or anything like that. Even Half-Life hadn't pulled that off. Although, I've seen a custom map in Counter-Strike that did. That was cool. But yeah, Half-Life had vehicles on rails. Most of the vehicles in first-person shooters had always been on rails. But they managed to pull off free-roaming vehicles in Shadow Warrior. It's also the first game to have the railgun. And, of course, it was based on Eraser. In fact, when you pick it up, he even makes the comment, "Oh, you're about to be erased." Because, you know, he's racist. Because it's, you know, it's a build engine game by 3D Realms, kind of like Duke Nukem. It's got all kinds of that pop culture stuff. But yeah, it was the first one to have the railgun. It was the first one to have sticky bombs also. You know, that you could throw at an enemy and it would get stuck on them. Okay, what is that? Power. What is this? Should have actually leveled the other thing, finished it first. Oh well. Because then I could have used that other one right now, which I really would have liked. I'm dumb. I am dumb! But yeah, it had some good secret stuff to it. It was a good build engine game. Level design was alright. It actually was the first of the build engine games that had level on level. And I'm going to die on this map, don't you worry. Had the level on level stuff. It was just straight up a good game. However, it wasn't as good, in my opinion, as number 5 here, Blood. This one done by Monolith rather than 3D Realms. This game is actually, I had replayed it, and this is one of the few games that after replaying it, I was more impressed with than I was originally. Because, I mean, it's a good game, but it just got so much better on replaying. I got to really appreciate the level design that much more. Okay, let's actually try to do this a little bit better. So yeah, I appreciate the level design that much more on replaying it. I love the weapons in that game, especially how different weapons really are just straight up more effective on different areas, different enemies. So you are kind of constantly changing weapons in that one, not because you're running out of ammo and are forced to, but because tactically it's just better off for you to do so. You need to do it every now and then. The enemies are interesting, the level design was interesting, there's a lot of good kind of pop culture stuff. It was just straight up a really well done game. Love the theme of it, love the horror, lots of good references, and it proved that of those games, you didn't need to have id Software. You didn't need 3D Realms to be the one to build them. Other people could make good build engine games, which, if you consider how many other build engine games are out there that all sucked, it was kind of amazing somebody made one that wasn't. Alright, so I'm getting distracted by the game that I'm playing here. I still can't get up there. It's got to be from the fjord. Alright, so we're in the top 5 now. Things should be getting a little bit more predictable. And we've noticed that the last several games, in fact, a majority of this list so far, has been first-person shooters. Again, this is my list, the games that I've played, and first-person shooters are one of my main genres. I love them to death. And should be no surprise then that the next game is none other than Quake 2. Oh yes, number 4, excuse me. Quake 2, one of the really impressive first-person shooters, especially of id Software. In fact, other than, you know, Doom 2, Quake 2 really is my favorite of the id games. Even to this day, I think Quake 2 was their best outing. It was the one that proved that, yeah, they actually can make games beyond just engines. It was also the first of the 3D engines that, in my opinion, really did look good. The first one that made the transition to 3D worthwhile. As opposed to so many where it's like, no, just stick with 2D, stick with 2D. I mean, after all, you've got the build engine games on this list. Shadow Warrior, which did have 3D models, but I always played it with the sprites. And, whoopsie. And Blood on the list, which again, you know, you'll notice that those two games were higher than the ones that looked like Quake, that had the early 3D. No, I really prefer the 2D. But Quake 2's 3D really did look that much better. So I was happy to play it, happy to have it, and if that was the game that the transition was going to go on, I was okay with it. I like the story of Quake 2 as well. The whole Strogg encounter, that was pretty good. Quake with Fear? What? But yeah, it's like I like the Strogg storyline that was continued in Quake 4, which we'll see at some point. You saw the expansion pack, or the first expansion pack, and oh wow, that was a lot more fun than I was expecting too. We will look into some more of that at some point this year. Meh, don't really know what else to say. I had always been a fan of Quake. See, before Quake 2, one of the things that I would say is id Software understood how to make engines, but they didn't necessarily understand how to make games. And I was honestly half convinced that come Doom, the only reason it was as good as it was almost accidental. But no, replaying it, seeing stuff and analyzing things, they actually did know a lot of intuitive stuff. Even going back to Wolfenstein, they had figured out a lot of things that were necessary for these games to work properly. Stuff that a lot of companies later on just didn't realize, didn't do, and their games suffered for it. Even id Software later on didn't realize, and their games suffered for it. So they certainly weren't perfect. At any rate, we're up to the top 3 now. Things up here start to get a bit more interesting. Number 3, Carmageddon. Well, if you saw last year's list, you saw me playing through the new version of Carmageddon, Max Damage, and I talked about how absolutely much fun the original game was back in the day, and oh god was it. I remember getting the demo of that, and somebody had made a hack for the demo that let you play as any of the cars in it, and that was one of the things that sold me on it too. That hack for the demo, because, well, you actually got a chance to play as those other cars in the game. You play as any of the cars eventually. So it was good to see them, good to play as them. And Carmageddon, you know, was one of the first, actually, one of the early open world kind of racing games. There was no set round track like Need for Speed had. You were put in a map, and yeah, there were checkpoints and goals that you were supposed to be trying to get to, but you could get to them in any order you wanted, or not any order you wanted, but any way to get from one checkpoint to the next you could figure out that would work for you. And you didn't even have to necessarily race. One of the other objectives was to just destroy your opponent's cars. Or, if you could manage to pull it off, do the almost impossible of killing all of the pedestrians on the map. Yeah, no surprise there, Sawsmith. You'll get to it, don't worry. But yeah, Carmageddon, and the first Carmageddon did have some flaws in it. The progression system of needing to get a certain number of points to unlock the maps meant that you did spend a bit of time grinding, unfortunately. Because there, and especially one of the things you'd basically end up doing is finding a map where you could grind for a lot of points, and you would sit there and grind on it until it was no longer available, quickly finish all the maps you could, and then continue grinding on the next one that you found. It really was a bit of a pain in the ass that way. But the game was fun, and it's a shame it took so damn long to get a sequel, or to get a new one. But now that it's here, oh, it's such a blast. Carmageddon. Number 2. This is one that I tried running on the show again, and it... Oh, shit, I almost stay away from that. This is one that I tried to get on the show, and it just would not work. There's problems with it on modern systems. This game is available on GOG, but because of how modern systems work and how it's programmed, it kind of... There are certain things that are tied to the CPU speed, but only certain things. And you end up with your like front tires wiggling around rapidly. Flamethrowers are really bad, but the game itself, especially back in '97, Interstate 76. I should actually list the title before I start listing the problems with it. Yeah, this game was based on a pen and paper roleplay game, actually, I believe, Car Wars. It's got a pretty substantial damage system where you have the cars, they have armor, frame, stuff like that. Your weapons, you can have turrets or you can have them facing a certain direction. It's a lot more tactical than most vehicle combat games. Even the sequels, or sequel, I think there was only ever the one, actually really toned down that aspect of it, and it was to its detriment. I would adore another Interstate 76 style game today with that more tactical base for the damage. I especially loved the theme of Interstate 76. It, of course, took an alternate history style, and it basically took place during the oil crisis, and had an alternate history where vigilantes were patrolling the road with armored vehicles and such. And let's be honest, based on, a 1970s very groovy soundtrack, there was a lot of good in that game. That the story was fun. John Delancey voiced the villain. Oh, beautiful. He's such a great voice actor for things like that. The story was great. The animation, and it had this kind of mod squad style look to it, which was really cool, really well done. But I cannot get it to run anymore, and the sequel, unfortunately, I've never managed to get running very well. Even back when it was new, it had problems on my computer for some freaking reason, so I've never fully played, I barely played it. I have it also, and I'm going to try playing it again one of these days. Maybe it'll work better on modern systems. Wouldn't that be a change? But I do want to see where the story went. And it gave us one of the endearing lines, which the sequel freaking broke. And that's good old Skeeter telling us, never get out of the car. So, again, that list: number 10, Chasm the Rift; number 9, Need for Speed 2 Special Edition; number 8, Hexen 2; number 7, Outlaws; number 6, Shadow Warrior; number 5, Blood; number 4, Quake 2; number 3, Carmageddon; number 2, Interstate 76; and the game that should come as no surprise to anybody at number 1, Fallout. The original Fallout, it's my favorite video game. To this day, I've not played a better game. I'm not saying the game is perfect. Had a couple flaws in it. But what it did so well. I love the open world. I love the choices. I love the freedom of that game. I love the theme of it. I love the horror. At the end of the day, there's basically nothing in that game I don't love. Get out of that. Get out of that. Well, I'm dead. Ah, no, 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 no! Ah! Damn it. Ah, I got wrecked at the end there. But yeah, Fallout. And, you know, Fallout 2 is going to be basically one of my favorites as well. Those games are, at this point, irrevocably tied in my mind, simply because I've played them back to back so frequently. But Fallout does everything right. Well, not everything. I said it's got a couple flaws, but it does so much so well. It's hard to compete with. And even the modern remakes, not remakes, the modern sequels, Fallout 3 does not hold a candle to the original Fallout. Fallout 4 really drops the ball. Fallout 4 pissed me off as a fan. It really did. I could not stand a lot of the stuff in that one. How, especially, they took down the conversation trees. Oh, Fallout 3 and especially Fallout 4 proved to me that Bethesda has no fucking idea what made Fallout good. They don't. Bethesda just is the wrong company for that title. Because Fallout was about the more than just an open map. Fallout was the theme. Fallout was the freedom to play the game how you wanted to play it, how things are going to be your way. And even just a completely pacifist run. Something you can't do in so many games. You could do Fallout 4 without ever attacking anybody. Or not Fallout 4, Fallout 1. You could play the entire game completely non-violently. It's great. It's all about how you choose. These are guys who know role-play games better than basically anyone on the planet. Especially pen and paper style stuff. And I hate what the series has become. Fallout New Vegas was done by a lot of the same people as 1 and 2, and it showed, and my God, if they had actually had the time to finish that game, I can only imagine how amazing it would have been. But again, even that one really showed the difference between Bethesda and them. Because, oh, okay, what was the main thing I was going to say about it? Bethesda tried so hard in Fallout 3 to reference Fallout. They weren't making a new Fallout game. They were 100% banking on nostalgia. Even Fallout 4, it's like they don't understand. They just don't understand the game. They know the elements of the game, but they don't understand why they are what they are. With one exception for the new one. I will say this. The representation of the Brotherhood of Steel in Fallout 4 was about as good as any of them could be. They nailed that. The Brotherhood of Steel are not the good guys as they keep getting portrayed in the other games. The Brotherhood of Steel are xenophobic technophiles who believe it's their duty and theirs alone to preserve the technology of the wasteland. They are zealots. They are very intolerant overall. And Fallout 4 got that right. Fallout 3 certainly didn't, and neither of the, quote, Brotherhood of Steel games, because both Fallout Tactics, and there was an own... Fallout Tactics subtitle was Brotherhood of Steel, and then, of course, there was Fallout Brotherhood of Steel, which I also have, and will show off at some point. Ha-ha! So, yeah, everyone loved the Brotherhood of Steel, but nobody understood the Brotherhood of Steel. They all thought, well, they're the knights. They're the good guys, right? Yeah. No, they really aren't. But yeah, it just that's the difference between actually knowing the game, the setting and all that. The people who made Fallout 1, 2, and New Vegas understood how to make a good game, whereas Bethesda, even after picking it up, only really understood how to... They knew the game had elements to it, that it had these themes, that it had these things, and that's all they knew. All right, Sussman, let's take a look. Total Annihilation, Dungeon Keeper. Haven't seen those two. Haven't had a chance to play those yet. I know Dungeon Keeper is a good one, so I do have it. I just have not played it. Total Annihilation, that's an RTS, right? I hate to admit it. I have a love-hate relationship with RTS games. I do like playing them, but my mindset for playing them, you can even see it in this game here that I'm playing right now, Dead Cells. My mindset is a slow and steady type thing that does not work in RTSs. RTSs are all about building the army as fast as you can, and I'm all about, I will take my time and build the perfect fucking army with everything maxed out. It doesn't work. Final Fantasy VII, I don't consider that a PC game. I did not play it on PC. I played it on PlayStation. It is one of my least favorite of the Final Fantasy games. I hate 7. I really do. I know a lot of people love it, and one of the things I have to give... I have to give 7 credit for, it did at least open the doors to people to go, oh, hey, this market in the US actually is big and they actually will play these games. So that helped the PlayStation actually have just tons of RPGs. But I'd been playing RPGs, well, since Final Fantasy 1 on the NES. I'd played several of the Super Nintendo ones. It just, in my opinion, wasn't as good as those. Yeah, see, that's the thing. That's one of the reasons I wasn't very good at those RTS games, is playing them multiplayer. Yeah, I would get absolutely destroyed because, again, I was not fast at them, and you needed to be fast at them. So it's like I had Warcraft 2, I had StarCraft, and I just could not play the multiplayer. To this day, I basically won't play an RTS multiplayer because I know I will be awful at it. The only thing I'll do is not competitive multiplayer, but like I will play with some friends against the computer, but even then, I end up being so ineffective. Ow. I end up being so ineffective. Like, I played one game of Dawn of War with them where it was like 3 or 4 of us versus a bunch of computer components. We were on this map that was this big, like, hub of, like, 8 spokes out of a wheel. And it really was just basically an 8-spoke wheel of a map. And I had spent the entire game building a turret defense. Just this massive line of turrets all the way stretching almost to the middle of the map. And, you know, by the time my opponents were, or my friends had their big armies ready to go, we're going in, I was still trying to build my army. They had actually managed to wipe out a couple of the enemies before my army showed up. And one of my friends made the comment, well, about time you did something. He then goes back, watches the replay later, and he was downstairs from us. And all of a sudden from downstairs, you just hear this, holy shit! Because he was watching the replay. He comes upstairs. I have never seen so many turrets in my life. I had the whole thing decked out. In fact, my turrets, like I said, I had them stretched almost to the middle of the map. The reason the computer never managed to attack anyone, why they were able to get their armies built up as quickly as they were, every time something came close to the middle of the map, it got wrecked by my rows of turrets. It was great. I loved it. Okay, no, I need that. I almost got rid of my weapon. That would have been bad. So yeah, that's one of my big memories of playing RTS games. That was fun. I loved that. MechWarrior. I didn't play MechWarrior 1. I don't even know what MechWarrior 1 is. But I did play a lot of MechWarrior 2. I don't think that was 97 though. If it was, it should have been on my list. But I did not see that for that year. See what else you got here. Age of Empire, again, RTS. Star Wars Jedi Knight. I have not been able to play that one yet. It is another one that I tried to record for this show. But the way it runs today, I had to use a glide wrapper to get the 3D, and the glide wrappers just don't want to record properly. I can record either the 3D bits or the 2D bits, but I could not record both. So, yeah, that one was problematic for that reason. I want to get it to run. I'm going to keep fiddling. I'll try to mess with the settings again some more and try to get it set up to work. But at the moment, it just eludes me. Actually, you know what? Are you any good? Not really. MechWarrior 2 was 96. Did I have it on my 96 list? I better have had it on my 96 list. Okay, well, there we go. I've spent about an hour, yeah, in fact, just about an hour, talking about my favorite PC games of 97. A lot of good games, man. A lot of good games. For this coming year, like I said, I still have, I don't know when I'll be able to do, I probably will go back to more standard recording right now, even with the bad desk and bad monitor. I'm trying to get that replaced still. I will be fighting with the company to go, no, it's not, it wasn't an impact damage. It wasn't like we threw it around, it didn't drop on the floor. We moved it, it broke. It should not have broken. So I'm, because again, they don't want to fucking replace things under warranty. They never wanted that. That costs them money. That's an awful, terrible. How could you possibly suggest that? But no, dude, the monitor should not have broken. I want a fucking replacement. So we'll see what happens. I'm gonna do my best. But let's go ahead and start talking now about this game you've been seeing me play for the past hour. Woohoo! Dead Cells. And it's still early access. And like I said, I'm not someone who's sitting there like, well, it's early access. It's not actually out yet. No, dude. If you put it on sale, it's out. As far as I'm concerned, it's out. It's done. It's here. You can try to make claims all you want, but you're charging money for a product. You can sit there and say, well, you know, it's like open beta games. It's out. Sure, you're letting it test. You're basically, all you're saying with that is, don't worry, we're still working on it. And even then, sometimes you're lying, but These guys don't seem to be. This game is not one of it does not have the appearance of a fly-by-night title, of something that's just slapped together and then they're going to run away now that they've gotten a little bit of money and they're never going to complete the game and it's left in. No, this game already, like I said, feels pretty complete to me, although I have not gone to the end game. Maybe the end game is missing. I don't know yet. But what I have played of this game, what I'm playing of it right now, you can see this is a well-polished, well-designed game. What kind of game is this? It is a... Oh, damn it. It is a roguelite, light, not like, roguelite metroidvania. All more focus on the Castlevania than the Metroid point, obviously. But the thing is about that, now it sounds like that would not work. One of the things about Metroidvania is the exploration and such, and how to... I haven't played Master of Orion either, so that was not going to be on my list. But one of the points of Metroidvanias is the exploration, you know, trying to find your way around the place, unlocking new abilities to get to new areas. And a roguelite with random levels kind of makes that undoable, right? Well, no, actually. This game might be a roguelite. I mean, it is, no way around that. But it still has the standard pathing and exploration of a Metroidvania. You know, you unlock abilities to unlock areas. It has the same progression every game you play. You know, like, you've noticed that on that very first area when I come out, when I have a new character, I come out to... It had a door for here and a door for the toxic sewers. And to get to the toxic sewers, I had to use an ability. So until you unlock that ability, you can only go here. So it does have that. You get abilities as you play, and those abilities keep. That's how it's a roguelite and not a roguelike, is that you do get progress for playing. You're not completely reset to zero every single time. So you can play this over and over and over, and you are still making progress. And if you've heard me complain about some of these games before, you know that, to me, that's really important. I don't like the roguelikes where your 50th game is the exact same as your first. That there's nothing you can do to make it any easier other than just having more experience. This one doesn't have that. In fact, like here, right here, I'm buying abilities, I'm buying skills, I'm buying things to make future runs easier. Don't have any water right now, so... I actually do kind of want that. Oh God, no! I can't do that. I got a combo that's too good right now. One that burns and one that does extra damage to everything that's burning. Awesome. Now, give me 1 minute here to get my list off the screen. Like I said, I will be posting that in the description. And Happy New Year, everyone. I hope you guys had a good 2017. It's had its ups and downs. I hope your 2018 is amazing as well. I want nothing but the best for all of you. But yeah, this game, it has progress. There are abilities you can unlock. As you see, there's a lot of different areas. But the thing is, the areas are always lined up in effectively the same order. So there is still the proper exploration aspect that a Metroidvania needs. You still have that unlocking abilities to get to the next area. So it absolutely works on that level. It's just the individual maps change every time you play. And honestly, that is a fantastic element. Now, it's got some Dark Souls-like features to it as well. Yeah, the rolling. You don't have the stamina meter though, so obviously, you have the souls that you get off enemies. That's not something that Dead Soul or Dark Souls created. But yeah, the game does have a bit of a Dark Souls feel to it. It would have more of a Dark Souls feel, in my opinion, if the bosses stayed dead. That was one of the big things that actually kind of surprised me with how... Because I've seen people compare this to Dark Souls, and to be honest, I think that's superficial at best. This game is not as Dark Souls as people may want it to be. It's just that, oh, Dark Souls is a popular, good game, so we'll compare it positively to that. And even I just did it. Again, though, I would like it to actually have that. I would love it if, when you killed a boss, you didn't have to keep re-killing it. Because one of the things this game also does is it's a speedrun game. You'll notice those timed doors. And you'll notice that I am not at all speedrunning this. The timed doors, in my opinion, other than getting the blueprints from them, which I've already gotten them from the ones that I can at the moment. And I'll tell you about the blueprints and all that. You've seen some of them. Other than that, the timed doors, they do give you some souls, so some currency to buy things. But you get those from killing enemies. They also do give you a couple level up scrolls. And a bunch of money. You'll tend to get more of that by taking your time and exploring the level. So they give you a stipend, basically, as a way of saying, yes, congratulations, you made it fast enough. We're not going to completely screw you over because of how much stuff you had to miss to get here that quickly. But if you really want to become stronger in the game overall, you kind of do need to slow down. However, the game also includes various challenge areas, including a daily challenge, that focus on speed. So this game really does try to get you to learn to play it faster. And as you can see, I don't yet. There are things that you can get to make it a lot easier to go fast. Oh, you can go really fast in this game, really, if you have the right abilities and items and such. But I like to toss my turrets down and let them get the kill while I'm being safe. Otherwise, I die a lot. Oh god, I die a whole lot in this game. You would not believe it. This game is brutally hard, and one thing I don't like about it, the bosses are abso-freaking-loot bullet sponges. They have so much health that makes them almost impossible to freaking deal with. Ah, come on! So as you see, the game kind of tries to encourage you with those challenge areas too. Kill the enemies, kill them fast, don't get hit. You gotta be perfect. You gotta be perfect. The game really pushes you to be perfect. Okay, so currently I am cursed. That back there was a present. It dropped an elite boss. Right now, what a curse does is if you get hit at all while you are cursed, you die. That number, I had 5 enemies to kill to break the curse. Now I'm down to 4. This is one of the reasons that I do it this way, and that thing ends lives, and I've lost so many being cursed to that damn thing. Damn, this thing does a ton of damage. Oh crap, that thing does a ton of damage. And of course, not every enemy counts. Those little goo things aren't actually enemies as far as the game is concerned. Yay, curse is lifted. As that is the first time I've managed to break the curse on a present. Usually that kills me. So there's a lot of risk-reward in this game. Lot of risk-reward. It really is. I mean, this game is a challenge. If you like to challenge yourself, it's a good one. I'm going to go back up to that present now where it was. I should hopefully be able to kill the elite, which will drop a key, which I can then use to open one of the doors down there. Oh, crap. 2 elites? What the hell? Get away. Oh, Jesus Christ. This thing's fucking me up. Now think about this. Imagine how bad this enemy would be if one shot would kill me. Oh my god. It practically is killing me in one shot. There we go. Let's see, I got a full key. And another elite. And another full key. I didn't realize that it dropped 2! So now, each of these requires a full key to open. Well, I want this, obviously. Grab a whole pile of souls. Next thing is... Okay. Ooh. A ligament slicer. 6. Alright, if an enemy dies while bleeding... Others die nearby, reduces damage taken as long as you're close. This other one down here does extra damage to targets that are burning, but I'm not going to have burning targets anymore. Well, I mean, I will have burning targets, but if I replace this, I won't have burning targets anymore. So I'd rather keep the burning targets and add that. And we'll go ahead and sell this one. Now, again, that's actually the first time I've managed to do that, and I'm really hurting now. So I want to find the exit for this level. Wow. I was going to say something, but I've completely forgotten what. Yeah, my biggest complaint right now are the fact that these enemies are absolutely just bullet... Or not the enemies themselves, but the bosses are total bullet sponges. And it's actually really difficult to... Oh, shit. Really difficult to get much in the way of progress sometimes because of how hard those bosses... Oh, you gotta be kidding. Because, ow, how hard those bosses can be. Most of my deaths, well, not most of my deaths, but a lot of my deaths have just come from the bosses. I have a really hard time killing them. Now, one of the things is, you know, oh, well, you know, they have so much health and... They do so much damage, but you can kind of overpower them if you manage to get enough levels. Which, again, if you're speedrunning, you're not going to get the levels because, you know, you're speedrunning, you're not getting levels. I don't know. In fact, I'm actually low level right now. You can tell by the fact that these guys are killing my turrets that quickly means I'm low level, because the higher level the turrets will also be higher leveled. So let's grab one of these. There. Ow! Damn it! Please be health. Please be health. Damn it! of secret stuff, just like Castlevania would have the hidden walls. This game is a real labor of love, and I only just picked it up on the Steam sale. It's like $12 right now. Ow! 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 Fucking hell! Yeah, you know what? I ain't playing with you anymore. Fuck off. Cripes. They kicked the shit out of me. A little bit more health there. I'm kind of in panic mode at the moment. I really just want to get out of this area. And I hope I find a door soon. And don't run into one of those damn bells. That will kill me pretty much instantly if it does. Because of the way they're positioned, they usually wreck my face. Okay, what is this? Again, 100% damage to burning targets. Oy vey. But yeah, this game, it's got good soundtrack to it. Soundtrack is available on Steam as well. The graphics are fantastic. See, now I'm finding all these levels. Now that I have 3 freaking hit points, now I'm finding all the damn levels. Couldn't get those earlier. Nah. And you'll note that my turrets are now staying alive a lot longer too. As soon as I say that, the turret side. That guy's a freaking... Oh. Ah. That stupid spinning guy pisses me off. Okay. Ah, da, da, da. See? Freaking bell. Now you'll note that I am getting some health back, but not enough. I'm getting like, 4 or 5 health. That's not enough to keep me alive. 4 health per. Because one of those things is going to do way more damage than that anyway. Oh, hey, meat! Ha-ha! All right. I have a little bit better of a chance now. Yeah, I totally recommend this game right now. I'd heard about it a while back, but even more recently, another friend of mine was playing it. It's just like, oh yeah, this game is great. You got to try it. Well, yeah, he's right. It is an amazing game. Now, those enemies down there with the spikes on their back, those spikes are not just for show. If you hit them from the back, they hurt. It does damage to you. As you see, you got the shield guys that you need to hit from behind. There's a lot of variety in the enemies in this game. There's a lot of variety overall in the levels. I've only got a few abilities because I haven't managed to get that far in the game yet, but oh man, what I have seen, whoo, some absolutely brutal stuff later on. Hey, I made it to the Black Bridge. So we got that boss fight again. Yeah, if you die, you lose your souls, your gold, your items, you lose everything. All of your levels. You have to get those again. So you want to be able to get out if you get stuff. Okay, when there are at least 2 enemies nearby. After successful parry. While you're near a deployed shield. That's actually a pretty good one I might grab. But I have, what, 32 right now? Is there anything I can actually buy with 32? No. See, this one I like also. in the prison cells. So while I have this, I can hunt for the rare blueprints. And all these are the blueprints down here. All of these, you have to find the blueprint to unlock them. You spend your cells to unlock them. It just increases the amount of abilities for you. You can hit the door and save cells for weapon upgrade. Oh, true. Honestly, though, I'm not going to make it past the next boss. I have a lot of trouble with the boss, and I don't think I'm going to survive it with my current build, current setup. So, but yeah, these are all... You do get some items available without the blueprints. Like, as far as the mutations go, there's one per color available defaults. And you can only have up to 3 on at a time anyway, so... Let's see, what do I want to dump these cells into? Probably the Hunter's Grenade, because I want to try to get more blueprints. Yep. That will be more effective versus a boss than having one that only works when something's dead. Okay, Black Bridge. Here we go, guys. The unfinished one again. And again, and again, and again, and again. I hate this guy. The incomplete one. Pardon me. I hate this guy. He kills me so often. Wow, 3 shots. Ah! At least at this point, I actually do have enough levels that I should be able to beat him. Yeah, I'm high enough level that I can outdamage this guy at this point. I don't roll well enough, unfortunately. So yeah, I'm not good at dodging, and this game really is... You really are supposed to be a good dodger at it. That's why the enemies have so freaking many hit points, especially the bosses. I wish they didn't. I wish they were more... Or I wish it was more like Dark Souls in that you can actually keep some of your personal levels. Ow. Well, he's dead. There we go. What do we got here? Tranquility. Cool. The Collector. Now, see, the thing is, once you pass this boss, the first time, it lets you do the daily missions. I actually managed to get that... Oh, wow, 10 minutes ago. Yeah. This is one of the things about him is he lets you power up items. Again, as Unlucky Ghostly was saying there, apparently you can save some of your cells for this one to get through, but most of the time you cannot save your cells. Do I have anything else right now? Well, of course I better do something. So you'll notice that these are the 2 that I've enhanced first. The way I play the game, I love throwing the traps down and letting them do most of the work. It keeps the enemies from hitting you. Very, very useful. So those are my favorite things to equip. Could probably use a better sword. Excuse me, hiccups. Could probably use upgrading one of these weapons, but I honestly don't know what I would upgrade. I don't use shields, so I don't want to upgrade one of them. And as you see, this foundry can only take them up to 2 or to plus right now, not to plus. Freeze is also a cool tool. Yeah, it is. Oh, it is. The first time I killed that boss, I had... It's not listed here, is it? Yeah, this thing. I had Frost Blast. That was the only reason I was able to kill him. Because I just said that frost. Since then, the turrets, I've gotten there with larger weapons available. So let's... I don't really want to dump anything into more of those, so I am going to dump it into one of these. None of these are very good for me, though. Assassin Dagger. I like to poke him in the back. Okay, what do we got here? 100 damage to poison. Shots pierce the first target. Yes. It's a little bit more powerful version of that, since the burning doesn't help me right now. Again, I can't do anything with this guy because, yeah. Ooh, Slumbering Sanctuary. I don't think I've seen that before. Ah, that would be why. I don't have the ability to jump up there yet. So, back to the fjord. Fjord! And this is where you guys saw me get killed previously. But yeah, this game, if you like Metroidvanias, the only real random element are the drops and the maps themselves, the individual maps. The actual pathing stays the same. And the enemies, my god, such a variety of enemies. I love it. And there are some really interesting areas in this game. Oh, man. There's one area that's kind of like Final Fantasy Crystal Chronicles, where you have this dark miasma everywhere. Ouch. And you have to stay by the light. Yeah, I'm not... I was like, I shouldn't even try this. Yeah. Oh, wait, no, there's something down there for me to pick up. Ah, that was a candle. Never mind. But yeah, it's got the timer doors because it really is trying to teach you to play fast. Yeah, I don't play fast yet. I'm still just trying to unlock stuff. I'm getting better at it. I am getting better. I really do wish that you could get power other than just, oh hey, new levels, new items. I wish you could actually have something, even if you still start at nothing, like something that would make your levels a bit stronger. Like, oh yeah, instead of getting a plus this much damage, plus 15% damage, you get a plus 20% damage every time you level. Something like that. Something that means that you are statistically, numerically more powerful on later runs. That is something I would like. The best you have are plussing your items. So, and unfortunately, the randomization of this, it really does mean that you have a hard time sometimes. If you can't find the right gear, you can't go backwards. You know, it's one way only every run. If you just cannot find good gear, you're done. I've had rounds with absolute amazing combinations. Stuff that, you know, drops oil and does extra damage to burning, plus one that pierces through everything and lights it all on fire. Well, hello there. I've never seen you before. I've never seen this guy. But oh, he make me happy. He make me very happy. Hey, it's here. How you doing? Yeah, King of the Cooks. All right. But yeah, that combination of one of them lights, you know, drops oil everywhere and then deals extra damage to burning, plus one that lights everything on fire. Oh, the damage those two dealt together, it just wrecked everything. Plus, I found an amulet once that, only once so far, and it was perfectly timed because I needed it right when I found it. Oh, shit. Do I dare? Do I dare? I dare. Cursed chest. So I now have a curse, 10 enemies. Let's see. Applies burn when they die. First shot pierces. Yeah. That other one does a lot of damage, but I'd rather do this. Okay, so I've got a curse again. I have to kill 10 enemies without taking any damage. And again, the little spawn enemies don't count. So it's time to be more careful. Alright. Oh, joy. I don't have the key yet. Where did I miss the key? Where did I miss it? It's got to be up in this building somewhere. No, 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 don't you come near me. One hit will kill me. Hopefully I can kill these two before I get a hit. Come on. Yes! Curse lifted. Hot damn. Woo! Yeah, Grim. Yeah, you know, sometimes games are fun. Ow! It's bad enough you shoot exploding cannonballs at me. Did you have to whack me with the damn cannon? There's the key. There we go. Ooh. I play good games sometimes. Sometimes. There are good games in the world, and I can appreciate them. Seriously, I do recommend this game on the Steam sale. It is great. And let's see if I can actually make some progress today. I'm glad somebody tried this, a roguelite metroidvania. Because it keeps the game fresh. The actual... yeah. Hey, I didn't do that badly. I only died once during that, which, you know, honestly, I was going to die then anyway. But yeah, there was a lot of pausing to deal with enemies. And trying to remember what the hell I was talking about. Ow! Gotta quit trying to do that. See, this is why I let the turrets do the work most of the time. Yeah, I see that, the rune there. I don't want to do the challenge room. Oh, it's a pretty good one. I mean, take a look. Metroidvania is absolutely my favorite genre. It has completely surpassed RPG and FPS. The problem is, a good Metroidvania is so fucking hard to find sometimes. Because these things have to be there. It's so easy to make a bad one. You have to balance things out, and this one does it. No, don't shoot that one, you idiot. See, I've got a time limit here. I don't think I'm gonna make it. Okay, you kill him. You should bleed it. Yes. All right. Because I'm on a time limit, I have to kill all the enemies and not die. And not get hit, pardon me. Boy, I've never completed a challenge room. I've come close a couple times. Like, this is actually getting pretty good. So, I'm not going to make it, though. Just the time limit's going to run out before I manage to get this out. Come on, come on. Got to run back here and get these guys that I missed. $14 seconds? Nah, not going to make it. I'm too slow at this game. I just can't speedrun it. Well, that was dumb. Ah! Dang it! He got me on the jump. I haven't played either of those. Rogue Legends or Shovel Knight. I will also say this. There's another roguelite, or not roguelite, but Metroidvania I found on Steam a while ago called Unepic. I haven't finished it because that last area in the game is different from the rest of the game and really hard. But other than that, I've gotten really far in it. It's a great game. Unepic. Funny, too. I recommend that one. So I'm glad people are trying different genres and such. You too, Grim. Have a happy new year. Thanks for showing up today. Oh, man. Oh, I already been in here. Oh. Whoops. Oh, well. No, get down the ladder, you idiot. Okay, that is one thing I do have a problem with this game. In the control side of things, you tend to hook and grab edges a lot. You see that? That has caused me problems before where I'm trying to climb, trying to go somewhere, and he especially trying to drop down, and I just keep bouncing off the freaking edges, hooking them, and can't get any progress down. This isn't the only game that does that, but yeah, this game, your character gets magnetized to edges quite a bit. Okay, those guys hurt. And you saw that blade, it came through my little safe area. Oh, no, can't do that yet because I still need another key. This is the door there. You see the door symbol next to the door? Yeah, that is where to go to the next area, but you need a key to do it. So I have to find another key, because you needed a key to get to this part of the map. Now I need another key to get through that. Oh, crap. And you'll notice that, now that we've opened up that map, we got different enemies coming up. Ah! Oh, okay, I can get up here. There we go. Hollow Knight's a good one. Yeah, I haven't played it yet, but I know people who've just absolutely, completely recommended it to me. So, damn it. I'm doing really well this run. Oh, shit. I just jinxed myself, didn't I? Dang it. I gotta be careful when I say things like that. There we go. Oh, you know what? Actually, there is that other store still. I could go back to it. Well, double check these, make sure. Because I'm not quite happy with my main weapon here. Fires an arrow. What does my other one do? Yeah, you know what? Let's replace the one that I have with a better one. Yay! Oh, crap. Okay. There it is. There's the key room. Okay. So with the key room found, I should be able to move on. Now, I actually, because I've got a fair amount of health right now, I kind of want to move, instead of moving on to the next area, I want to keep exploring this place to make sure there's not something to like a rune or something hidden around here. So I need to check for that before I completely move on. But I can actually leave this and go to the next map. So if I die and lose all my stuff, it is entirely because I'm an idiot. And you can mock me all you like for that. If that happens, yeah, I'll deserve it. Woo! Yeah! If this is a cursed chest, I am so not opening it. It's a regular chest, great. But if it's cursed, you can forget it. Because I don't want to risk that. I'd rather avoid curses and anything instant death when I'm doing this overall well. But I still have a lot of life. I have a potion. I should pay attention to make sure these guys don't kill me like they almost did just now. Okay, good. Not cursed. Not anything I wanted, though. Yeah, that's the thing I was saying. There's that one shop still, which I'm honestly considering doing next time I find a teleporter. And in fact, there was one. Hey, would you look at that also? That's nice to have. Oh, boy. Down. Up. Down. So I take my time on these. Try to get as much levels as possible. And there you go. Good. Oh, hey. All right, let's see. 12, 12, 12 across the board. Let's get the survival up. All right, let's run back to... God, where was that? That was way early. Here. Where are you, door? There you are. Yeah, this is kind of a waste of money, but it's not a waste of much, and if I die, it'll waste even more. So, now, I keep thinking that it takes me out of the door, but it doesn't. It just takes me back to the door. And see, it shows you what the doors are also. The one with the arrow right there is the exit. But again, I want to finish exploring this map because I haven't done that yet. I have not had a chance to really look around this place. Okay, let's see what kind of shop you've got for me. Shots pierce. Yeah, I think I actually keep the one I have, which is a 6. So, all right. Nothing. That's the thing. You don't have to hold your gold. On the other hand, there are some good doors that are very expensive. Like I've seen soul doors costing 20. Oh, sweet. Not a rare, but still. Anytime you get a blueprint, that's a good time. But I've seen some doors that cost 20 or 30,000 gold and hold a batch of souls behind them. So you don't want to spend everything. Oh, don't jump up there, you idiot. No! You gonna fall down here? Really? You know what? I can stand here. Haha. Oop. So he can't hit me here, but he can definitely throw those things out and get me. Ow. Oh boy. Oh boy. Oh boy. Oh boy. Ah. Well, wait for it, damn it. So those guys are behind a little thing. They're not going to find me. Ow! God damn it, walked right into that. Better safe than sorry. And immediately take a ton of damage. Why are you not throwing the things? I tell you to throw the things. Alright. Is there anything left over here? There is! Okay, so this is an area I've not been to before. The clock tower. See, that's what I wanted to explore. So I've not been to the clock tower before. Rock on. Wonder how many Medusa heads are going to show up here. Alright, what did we get down here? Tranquility. While there are no enemies nearby. Well, what good is that? Hey, you can do extra damage if there's nothing to damage. Hey! Hi there! I have no idea how to pronounce that. Levter? I bet I butchered that one. How you doing? Alright. God, I'm feeling good about this round. Now, I do want to say this real quick. Every time I've entered a new area, I've pretty much died to the second enemy. The new areas get brutal. And there's all kinds of weird things that happen with them. Tick-tock. So, oh god, it's going to be a boss! This just reeks of boss. Alrighty, upsy doodle. Okay, good, not boss. There's enemies. Oh, these are tough ones too. Oh, stay away from me with your bombs, damn it. Woo! You guys are tough, man. Throwing cluster bombs at me. Okay. Ow! Spikes hurt! Everything hurts. Hey, what do we got here? Taco's bow. Another blueprint. Now I just have to try to find my way out alive. Ha ha! Yeah, right. Okay. Yes. Do more damage with my turrets. An unusual... interesting. God, I'm going to use my health already. Yep, I'm using my health already. Good Lord. I have no idea where I'm going here. Whoo! Ow! Got pasted by one of those bombs. Ow! Man, the stuff down here does so much damage! Too much damage! Can't do it! Can't deal with this! Ah! It's like new areas, they always, especially the first time you go there, they always seem to do so much damage. Come on. Can't get up that one yet. Oh, you gotta be kidding. Oh shit, an elite! That is not what I wanted to do. I am dead. Alright, I'm actually gonna have to try to run past that thing without doing more damage. Because, ow, 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 ow! Because the thing is, once you crack elites, they start teleporting around behind you. Once you get them to about half. So, okay. I am so dead, though. So dead. Because these bomb guys, man, they're... Ow! I did not expect the bomb guy to actually be able to get me from down there. Now these guys, you know, they're stuck up there. They can't do much to me. Nope. Not dealing with that. Oh, God. So much for jump up, kill it, jump down. Cripes. No, not down there, you fool. Okay. You're just going to jump right down into that then. Fine. No! Running. Running. Hi there! You don't have any food for me. Was that it? No! No! That tower was worthless! I'm so screwed! Oh, shit. Ah! Damn it! Alright. Alright. So there you go, guys. I got quiet at the end there because I was trying to survive. I told you, new areas are just... they get brutal. I don't know how you're supposed to deal with them either. I mean, you don't really seem to get more powerful. I don't know if the game, like, just ramps the difficulty up for the first time you get there or not. Okay, I'm going to try doing just a quick run this time. So last run, and I'm going to try speeding this one. So we're going to see if I can hit any of those doors. And that means avoiding enemies too. I'm just going to hurry up. Let's see how far I can get with a speed run, guys. Oh, we're going to the sewers. There it is. See how many of the speed doors I can hit. I got nothing for you. I actually should have kept that extra health one. Yeah, look at this. No level ups, going to the sewers. This is death. This is going to be death. This guy's hit so hard when you have no levels. And I have no equipment either, so that's the thing. Is you see, you did get stuff for speedrunning it, but it's nothing compared to what you get for actually running it. So I don't see the point other than for those times like if you need to get the blueprint that you haven't gotten yet. But even then, you've kind of hamstrung yourself, especially the later ones. You've really hamstrung yourself. It's going to be so hard for you to actually manage to keep the blueprint you get. And you're certainly, the first time you come to a boss, it's pretty much over. At least for me it is. Ah, okay. Nothing on this area. Nope, nope, nope. Ow. There's a scroll over there I need to get. No, fuck it, though. Speed, speed. Going the wrong way. That's the other thing, too, is I don't know, you know, since it's random, I'm not sure where to go. It does make speedrunning a lot harder. Ow! Tried rolling through it, it just wouldn't let me. No, I went backwards! Wait, what? I have to, oh, God, I have to go the way I was going. So I'm screwed now, guys, see? This is why I don't do speed runs. This is why I don't do speed runs. Gonna try though. See if I can hit another door for you. Nope, not playing with that. Definitely don't want to play with that thing. No, I'm not using the rune either. Good lord. That just has bad idea written all over it. No idea if I'm in any amount of time. I should be, actually. Even going the wrong way, since I'm avoiding killing things, it'll be pretty fast time. This is a rune that it takes to do that, so... Oh, no, no, no. I need to pick that up. Oh, fuck that then. Ah! Damn it! All because I got greedy and wanted to do that. All because I got greedy and wanted the item. You take so much damage doing that. I don't see why. I don't see the benefit to speedrunning in this. I really don't. At least, not the way I do it. I can't figure out how to... Because you need to go fast, but you still need to get items, and you still need to get levels. And I don't know how to do those. Because I want to be strong enough to survive boss fights. And the only way I'm ever strong enough to survive boss fights is if I take my time, basically clear out everything. And even then, most of the time, I don't surprise boss fights. I mean, well, check my record. There's another thing I like. I love this too. It's got it. Here's how many things there are to unlock. It's a great visual progression. This guy shows you your records, and you can see how many times I've died over here. It's the biomes. I've gotten to the Forgotten Subculture 1. I butchered that name. Gotten there once. That's the one that has the miasma around it. So you have to stay by the light, or it gets darker and darker and it starts just doing damage to you. It is a real pain. Whew. The monsters, you can see how many times the various monsters have killed me. A lot of things. The incomplete one has killed me more than I've killed it. And the other boss that I've reached, the Watcher, have not killed it at all. I came close. I came so close. I had an amulet that would put me in stealth mode if I didn't attack for 5 seconds. And when you're in stealth mode, you can pass through enemies unharmed. Now, the Watcher still sees you. Most enemies don't see you. The Watcher still sees you, but one of his big attacks where he throws himself at you doesn't do any damage. Everything else does. His tentacles don't hurt you, though. He shoots like bolts of poison at you. Those hurt, but you can prevent some damage that way. But you have to not attack. And he's difficult to use the turrets with. I managed to do a good job. I almost had him. He was at the last sliver of health, and he did his bullet hell and killed me. Oh, I was so pissed. Oh, well. But yeah, there we go, guys. So this is Dead Souls. It is early access, but it's as polished right now as you could probably want it to be. I can't wait to see what else they add. If they add more, I don't know. My biggest complaints, again, I don't see the point of the speed running. It seems like, okay, yeah, there are doors that encourage you to speed run. You'll be better off just not doing it unless there's like specific blueprints behind those doors. I can't imagine a reason I would want to do that. You'll get more souls, you'll get more levels, you'll get more gold by taking your time and playing. Although there's the challenge stuff, which I've never managed to do. So the bosses are a bit bullet spongy for my tastes. They're long fights and difficult, and they do a lot of damage. And I just am not as good at dodging as I wish I was, as you probably need to be for this game. I think this game has been tuned. This is something that happens a lot. You'll have games that are tuned for the testers. The testers have sat there and played and played and played and played and played, and they've gotten really good at the game. So while they think it's easy, everyone else picking up the game is like, oh my god, this is brutally hard. I don't know if that's the case in this game. And there's nothing wrong with it being brutally hard either. Hard games are a thing. Definitely a thing. I just wish there was some way to mitigate that difficulty a bit more than I've run into right now. Maybe there is, and I just haven't gotten furthest enough in it. I don't know. Fantastic game. I do recommend it. I hope you guys have a great year. Got to take a couple more days off. And then even though I've still got the bad computer desk and the bad monitor, I'm going to try getting back into some streams again. I've had a little bit of a break, but it's time to go back into streams. I'll see you guys then. I do want to do more modern games coming up too. So we'll see what happens. Until next time, Internet, take care and enjoy the games you play.